They still look like a cholo?
Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast, the podcast where we have strong opinions about things that we may or may not know too much about. Let's start the show.
How's it going, George?
What's up, Worm? It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been what? 2 days, 3 days, a week?
A week.
I'm too drunk to know what day we're in. Hey, I'm gonna do something the doctors don't recommend. They always recommend, hey, when you're looking at a screen, or I work in an office. I'm always having to work on my computer. They always say, they recommend don't wear contacts, use glasses. But you know what? I'm gonna go against their advice right now. I'm gonna take off my glasses. They bother me sometimes.
Dude. Okay, before we go any further, hey, if you guys hear anything.
No, before we go, hey, look at my beautiful eyes. They're beautiful.
Yeah, you gotta remember. This is mostly audio too. I mean, it goes off on YouTube. So if you guys want to watch this podcast, if you're listening on Spotify or anywhere you get your podcast, we also put these videos out on YouTube. So that's why sometimes Worm will tell you to look at something, but maybe
I look better in YouTube too.
You can't look at anything. So you gotta remember we're audio mostly. But if you're on YouTube, you can look at this guy's beautiful eyes when he opens them.
Right. Look at these beautiful eyes. Hey man, this reminds me of my cousin. I had a cousin. He went to UT Austin. Then I think UNT or something. I forgot. He was dating this girl, right? And it was funny. This girl was in love with him, dude. And he wrote her a letter, and she would always tell us a story. She would always say, "Man, he wrote such a beautiful letter," that her friends were reading right beside her. This was back in the day. It was an email, so there was no. I don't think people were texting yet. There was no Instagram. There wasn't even a MySpace yet. So
yeah,
it was old school. Yeah, so it was in the 90s and stuff. It was an email that her friends were reading over, and she would tell the story that, oh, it was such a beautiful poem that, man, you're like my sunflower, you're my sunrise, blah, blah. And then at the end that he said, you have such beautiful eyes. They are the color of You know what I mean? And that all her friends, after that, thought that he was a badass. She fell in love with him more and all this stuff. They're not together no more, but it's all good. But I still like the story. It's funny, though, because imagine having such an elegant letter or like a romantic poem to someone, and at the end, your eyes are beautiful, like the color of And that reminds me of my eyes. The color of
Around the screen.
I like how my driver license, too, man. It says bro. I'm a bro. That's what I
very. All right, guys. Hey, if you hear a little kid in the background, that's my son. We're recording. He's here with me. So you'll hear him every now and then. He likes to participate. All right, so let's get into some topics today. It's been a long weekend.
It is, but I want to tell you more about my eyes, man.
No, I don't want to hear about eyes.
No. This is, so let me tell you, I need therapy. This is my therapy, all right? This is free for me, so it's all good. Thank you, George, for being my therapist. So,
well, okay, well, I don't know.
So let me start when I was back a kid, bro. Let me tell you how I needed glasses.
Tell me.
Hey, you know what? You're part of the problem, George. Your line of work. So when I was a kid, I was in elementary school, right? Check this out, man. I needed glasses since I was in like first or second grade. I didn't even get it till I was like, in sixth grade? And for the longest time, I had no idea. So there would be times where I'd be in class and I couldn't see the board, and I would always be squinting. I would have to yawn to tear up my eyes so I could kind of see the board. And sometimes I would get embarrassed because the teachers would say, hey, write what's on the board and then change with the mistakes. And I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So they would have talked to me like, why'd you write this? It doesn't make any sense. But I was scared of telling anyone that I couldn't see because I thought I was going to get in trouble, because I had teachers that were always mean. So you're part of the problem, George. What do you think about that? Do you listen to your kid?
How am I part of the problem? I wasn't your teacher telling you you're a mess. I'm telling you now, you're a mess. But
Oh, well, okay. Look, check it. That's true. I'll admit that I was a stupid kid. All right, I was a stupid kid, but I have come a long way. I'm a stupid man. I'm a stupid man now. I've grown a lot, and I'm proud of it. You know, I make bigger mistakes than what I did when I was a kid. So,
no, but
but no, very quick. Anyways, very quick. So just fast forward. Finally, it was sixth grade that a teacher finally realized, hey, tell Zach that. Come on, not just joking.
hey,
No, I had a teacher
we're trying to
finally.
talk
I
about
don't know if it was fifth
professional
grade or
things.
sixth grade. They finally realized, you know what? I think you need glasses because I think she would notice, and she was probably the best elementary teacher I had. She would notice that I would always be squinting, and she's like, yeah, I need you to go see the nurse. Tell them to check out your eyes. I was actually a little bit scared. I was a little bit nervous because I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, damn it. But no, and so I went to an eye doctor, right? So me and my dad, we went to an eye doctor. He's for people who don't know, I'm from El Paso, right? It's a border town. The border's Juarez. It was a doctor. He was from Juarez, but he was working there in El Paso. You know, he had a heavy accent, but he was a real cool guy. And he would always try to make people laugh. So me and my dad, we're in his office, just me and my dad. And so we're talking to him. We go into his office, he gets some gel. He's like, you want me to comb your hair? I'm like, what the hell? No. He's like, I'm just joking. It's for your eyes. And so, all right, he starts rubbing my eyes. Like, all right, cool. So, all right. And he takes some tests. And then.
Hold on. You said no to gel in your hair, but you were fine with gel in your eyes?
Well, because he's an eye doctor.
No questions asked. He was about to put gel in your hair, and you were like, no. But it's for your eyes. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, well, yeah, I was a stupid kid, remember? So maybe it wasn't gel. I don't know what it was, but he rubbed something in my eyes. But he's an eye doctor. That was expected. Like, all right, you know what I mean? But my hair, like, what the hell? Anyways, but it gets funny. Well, it's funny to me. So he's writing up a report, and he's trying to explain to my dad. All right, so yeah, his eyes seem fine. He does need glasses. Está loco. But his cornea on the eyes, on his right eye especially, it's starting.
Corona?
I don't know. I have no idea, bro. I don't know the terminology. The corona is
the corona has made all the way to
the corona has expanded to his right eye.
He needs to wear a mask on his eyes too.
You know what? Before I forgot to do research on like eye parts, and I was just gonna randomly just put, but I totally forgot. Oh well. Anyways, he's telling my dad, and está loco, and he just keeps está loco, and so yeah, but he'll be okay. He'll get glasses. And está loco, and I'm like, what the hell? And I would look at my dad. My dad's like, I mean, I guess that was his way of making people laugh, man. But even to this day, you know, you've heard it before. We're just randomly está loco. And for people who don't know, está loco means he's crazy. You know, I mean, he would just randomly say it. I have no idea.
He was like warning you guys that he was crazy.
maybe that was his way of telling my dad, like, I saw in his eyes, está loco.
Maybe that's it.
You guys tell me, estoy loco? Estoy loco?
For people that can't see, yeah.
Oh, for people who can't see.
For people that can't see, I'm looking at his eyes. And
for people who can't see, open your eyes. All right, open your eyes.
Put your glasses on. Oh man, that story never gets old.
That's crazy, man. So, yeah.
Anyways,
let me fast forward to my high school days now. Let me fast forward to my high school days. Is that okay, George?
Just a little fast forward.
Just a little fast forward. So high school, I didn't do nothing, right? I did play sports. Sometimes I would have to go in the mornings, but there would be times where I have to take the school bus, right? Anyways, there would be some cholos in my bus, right? Whenever they needed to take a drug test, you know what they would do? I was talking to my cousin the other day, and this is like, man, that's so true. They would get a gallon of water, and if they needed to take a drug test, and it would happen every once, you know, different cholos, a gallon of water, and I don't know if it's an El Paso thing or what, or I have no idea.
Who's getting drug tested in high school?
Huh?
Who's getting drug tested in high school?
Yeah, because they would get caught with drugs and stuff, and I don't remember their circumstance, but they would get drug tested, and so on the way to on the school bus on the way to school, they would be like, man, I'm getting a drug test today, and it would be funny because they just like, as we're waiting for the bus, they're smoking a blunt or something. People are gonna take a drug test, and so they have a gallon of water. You know, some would do it the right. They would, try to get water pills, or they would drink water to try to flush out their system. But some, they just get a gallon of water and they would get a teaspoon of bleach or 2 teaspoons. I don't remember. But they would take some bleach, they would mix it, and they would drink it. And they would be drinking it on the way to school. And they're like, yeah, man, it works every time. I come out clean every time. And it's like, oh, shoot. Like, gosh, dude. And it's funny. I was talking to my cousin the other, I don't know if you there was I guess a press conference with Trump. I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago. He was talking about how, disinfectants, they kill the virus real fast. Sunlight kills it under a minute.
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. And he was saying, man, it'd be great if we could get the sunlight into our bodies, or it'd be great if we could get disinfectants into our bodies. And then they had a disclaim to the people, hey, don't ingest, bleach, don't ingest anything. But anyway, that's true. Me and my cousin were talking about it. That made me think, like, man, we were ahead of our time, man. We were ahead of our time.
Already taking this.
Man, this was like, this is what, 15 years ago? See? We got it down, man. We knew the
You
crack.
guys were ready. You guys were ready for
We were ready. And for those who are from El Paso and North El Paso, DV. Where I'm from, man.
But when you were saying that, and how Trump had to say, or people had to say, because Trump said that we should just drink disinfectants.
No, he didn't say that. He said it would be great if we had something that, in the same way that a disinfect or sunlight could kill the virus on a surface, and if we could get that into our bodies.
But then everybody twisted it up something.
But people would interpret it as, that's a good idea. Let me go drink bleach, or let me go do that.
But then which
we were already doing. Just do it with a gallon of water and 1 teaspoon. Okay?
No, they had to go out of their way. Most people had to go out of the way and say, hey, you shouldn't put this in your body, right?
Yes, correct.
Don't be dumb.
And just a disclaimer. Don't drink a gallon of water and a teaspoon of bleach. I was joking. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. That's not going too hard too fast. That's just going.
Unless you're getting drug tested, then okay. It depends.
But
no, just like, don't do it. Don't
have to go. The reason people have to go out of the way to warn other people to not do these things is because people are gonna do these things. That's why they have warning labels. I don't know. I don't know why I always think about that. Like when I'm working with a chemical or something, I look at their label, and it always reminds me, like, yep, there was some guy out there that tried it.
It just takes one person, man. One person to screw it up for everyone. Sucks,
or a couple of cholos at the bus stop.
Or a couple. Well, no, because they haven't banned bleach, so it's all good.
They never got caught, I guess, or
they never got caught. They would come out clean, so I guess it worked. But disclaimer: don't do it.
Not do it.
But every time they would do it, I would always think, man, what are they screwing up in their bodies, man? Surely they're screwing up their liver, screwing up. I mean, yeah, you come out clean on the test, but
I
wonder what the long-term effects are.
It would have to burn, I would think. So just going.
Yeah, that's true. When you're peeing, yeah, probably.
Well, no, I'm not thinking about peeing. I'm thinking about when you're drinking it and it's going down. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think by the time you pee that it's already worked through something in your system. Yeah. Not really gonna burn on. I don't know. Who knows?
No, yeah. Well, true. I mean, it's a whole gallon. It's just a teaspoon. Doesn't sound like much, but I'm sure you would taste a little bit of it. I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm sure what was actually working was the fact that they were flushing their system with water.
Well, no, because well, according to them, I mean, I didn't keep track. According to them, they had to get drug tested that day. Usually, not that I would know. I think it takes a week or two to flush your system properly. If you're drinking a lot of water, maybe a month. I don't know. Everyone has different things. But according to them, they would they would flush out their system in a day. Or in a couple of hours.
I'm sure they know. I'm sure they
risk.
Next time, instead of getting medical advice from the internet, I'm just gonna stop at a bus station and ask some cholos what I should do.
Well, that's the thing. Back in the day, there wasn't no YouTube, and maybe I'm giving away my age. There wasn't YouTube yet. There wasn't Facebook. We barely had MySpace at that time. Remember MySpace?
You had MySpace in high school? Dude, yeah, I'm way older than you then.
Why? You didn't even have MySpace?
I don't remember having MySpace in high school. I remember when I was in college. Maybe it was around and I just wasn't cool enough.
You weren't cool enough, bro. It's because you didn't have friends, man. You had to rank your friends, so probably because you didn't have friends.
I didn't have enough friends to do my top 6 or my top 8. Whatever.
Your top 6, yeah.
Just Tom.
Yeah, man. I did kind of Dude, I did hate that, man. I hated that you had to rank friends and because then people would get insulted, or family or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
A cousin would be,
someone would
I
get
have
into
like
an
30
argument with
cousins,
somebody
so
and they
like,
would
oh,
ask you to move them from your top 8.
yeah, man, shoot.
Or they would
And then if
move
you're
each
dating,
other.
huh?
They would move each other. Like you get angry with someone and they're like,
Yeah,
"Walk my
yeah,
top
yeah.
8." And it
All
would go,
petty.
"Oh yeah, my top 8. Oh, you don't do it. I'm sorry."
No, yeah, man. Man, and then in a way they kind of developed us to be like website designers, man, because you had to design your page, you had to put a background, you had to put a song. Like in a way, like God, you had to advertise yourself.
Dude, I used to memorize the color codes. You know how like you would do the now they call it a hashtag, but the pound sign and then like
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
numbers and letters and it was a code for a certain color. I used to
Yeah, yeah.
remember my favorite numbers like that. I mean my favorite colors, and I would just type it in, boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
And I knew
nice.
what I was gonna use. Now I have to look for the color wheel to help me
Like yeah, that's true,
help me
right? Yeah,
find the
that's
right
true.
shade and everything.
Gosh, dude, we had a lot of stuff raw, huh? Like that's true. Because things are a little bit more, they're easier to navigate, they're easier to, because there's already templates for all that.
Yeah,
Man,
I
see,
don't
these
know.
kids today, they won't know. They won't know.
I don't know
Dude,
if it's real, but
I was helping a cousin. I went to El Paso. I was helping a cousin with her college application, stuff like that. Dude, it's because she was born in what, 2000, 2001. I keep thinking kids born in 2000, they're like 13, 14. They're already hitting 20s and stuff. And she doesn't know what she's heard of 9/11, but it just trips me out because it's like, gosh, she doesn't have a memory of 9/11. She doesn't even know what Y2K is. She doesn't know who
Y2J. I was
Nirvana
gonna say
is.
Y2J was my email at one point.
Are you saying
Yeah.
Y2K?
No, it was Y2J. I changed the K to Y because I was also a big wrestling fan. Still am sometimes, but
Mm.
I was, it was like there was a wrestler named Jericho, and he came back around the time of the Millennium thing, and he was going by Y2 Jericho. So I made an email called Y2J.
Y2J.
Y2J George.
Dang.
Oh, and I say George because my name is spelled with a Jorge. It's actually Jorge, but everybody calls me George. Whatever. I'm over it.
Jorge.
Um,
No, that's cool,
Dude,
man.
but yeah. So when was she born? You said.
2000 or 2001, one of
Oh,
those.
but then so whenever
I mean, it
9/11.
makes sense that she
So
wouldn't know, but it's crazy. I guess what made me realize when I went to New York and I met up a friend over there too. We went to a comic strip over there, and it's true there was a comic. He was from Houston, but he was in New York, and there was a kid who was like 18 with his parents, and he's all, check this out, guys. You're gonna feel old. What do you think Y2K is? And the kid's all like, it's a video game, and I'm like, no, try again. He's oh, it's I forgot what he said. It's an app, right? He's like, God, you see that? Kids these days don't even know what Y2K is. Like, God, man, that's crazy. So true.
Dude,
We're old, bro. We're getting old.
nah, but
Now I
oh,
know what my parents went through.
what do you think your? I don't think so. I think
They
it's
didn't go through crap.
had an easy life.
They had an easy.
Um, yeah, it's us. We have to deal with social media and
I know, man.
bullying, social. So what is it?
Cyberbullying now.
Cyberbullying.
Oh, you would know. You know what trips me out, man? Back in my day, kinder and sixth grade was elementary. Now middle school is 6, 7, 8. Now freshmen in high school have their own little building, and then is that true?
Yeah, but
I mean, I kind of don't care because I don't have kids.
no, you
But
know what
until
tripped me
then,
out more is when I moved from my border town to San
the
Antonio
fake EP.
from the real EP.
Mhm.
When I moved from
Put on your
there to San
comments who you
Antonio,
think the real EP is, El Paso, or what's your little town called?
Eagle Pass. It
What?
took me a while to think about it. Eagle Pass.
Exactly. We all know who the real El
Nah,
Paso is. El Paso del Norte.
we got a casino.
So do we. Speaking rock.
No, you don't. That's
Yep.
outside. That's what New
Los
Mexico.
Tiguas, bro. Los Tiguas. And then no, it's in El Paso, but it's their own territory. Then yeah, you have to travel a little bit far. It's in Sunland Park. It's in New Mexico, I think. I don't remember.
So it's not.
And yeah, there's
So
another
it's not
casino,
in
but there's a Speaking Rock, dude. It's cool. They have free bands. In fact, I want them to pay me for advertisement right now. Shoot.
Hey, that's
I
true.
missed out
Hey,
an
don't
opportunity.
get free advertising. We're trying to get
That's all
sponsored.
right. Mestizos. Maybe they'll accept me into their tribe.
Hey, but you brought up a good comment. If you're listening in or if you're watching on YouTube, comment in the comments if you have something to add to our conversation. If you're listening on Spotify or any other podcast platform, you can tweet us at Too Hard, Too Fast, POD. And that's 2 with the number. The number 2.
Like those X?
Those. Yeah, free advertisement. Otra vez.
Ah, man, we missed an opportunity. Dang, man. And this is perfect. Too hard, too fast. Man, it's all good.
Guys, that's it for part 1. Make sure to look out for part 2. Click the boxes. They should be up here if they're already uploaded. Thank you very much for listening. Like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. Let us know in the comments your answer, anything you want us to talk about in the future podcast. Thank you very much, guys. Worm, what are you going to say?
Peace.
We just went too hard, too fast. Bye.
Bye.